Recently, Isack Hadjar appeared in the Talking Bulls podcast, and he was basically sharing his journey all the way to Formula One, talking about the highs and lows and his mindsets along the way. And obviously, one of his key achievement from his maiden Formula One season was his first ever podium in the 2025 Dutch Grand Prix. At the start of the season, Isaac set a goal for himself that he was going to achieve a podium finish in 2025, his first ever season in Formula One. He set an objective for himself that he was going to do it. And he was talking about the thinking, the frame of mind, the perspective, the mindset behind setting that goal and how he would practically go and achieve it, because he did actually achieve it. And he was saying that there are 24 races in a season. Most of the races, he will be lucky to be in the points because he's in a midfield team, and there are going to be, a lot of faster cars ahead, like Ferrari, and like even though Ferrari are midfield in terms of like championship winning standards, they're still ahead of the Racing Bulls or AlphaTauri or whatever you want to call them. So Isaac was practical. He was like, there are going to be 24 opportunities. I'm paraphrasing, by the way. There are going to be 24 races in the season, 24 opportunities to score a potential podium. And for most of them, he's going to be, like in the lower points, like P7 and below, P6 and below, things like that. He would be lucky to get a top 5 finish, things like that. But there are going to be one or two, maybe more, crazy races where everything just aligns, where everything is just put in the right spot. And then on those days, you just have to be prepared. You just have to be ready. You just have to be performing at your best. And he did exactly that in the 2025 Dutch Grand Prix. And one of the key takeaways from this is that you just have to show up every day, give 100%, and just be prepared. Practice the muscle as much as possible, and when the opportunity comes, you are going to capitalize 100%. It sounds like a platitude. It is an overused platitude, this advice, this mindset, but it's very amazing to see it work out in real life. And when Isaac explained how he kind of practically approached it in the Talking Bulls pod, I will put the link in the description. Go watch it if you haven't already. The way he talks, like he said that, he was very pragmatic about it. Obviously, aiming for a podium in a midfield car is kind of like is kind of like Lewis Hamilton thinking of winning a race with Ferrari in 2025. It's kind of like that type of, big goal. The difference is for Isaac, it actually happened. Anyway, the point is, let's not throw shade at Lewis Hamilton. Like John Elkann will do that. Anyway, let's talk about Isaac. Why am I getting distracted? You talk about Isaac, you got to talk about Lewis. You know what I mean? And 2025 was not a good season for him. So, you got to talk about a little bit of this and that. Anyway, Isaac was pragmatic about his goals. He's like, majority of the races, the opportunity is not going to be there. But he knows, he has watched enough Formula One races and competed in motorsports for long enough to know that there are going to be crazy days in which it's your day. And that's exactly what happened in the 2025 Dutch Grand Prix. He was right behind Max Verstappen for the majority of the race. He was never more than 3 seconds behind Max, like not the pit window and pit stops included. He was right, like within 2 to 3 seconds behind Max Verstappen for the entirety of the race. He was on pace. He was competitive that weekend. He was on point. He delivered. And the racing gods, on that fateful day, blew up Lando Norris' engine, which, made the championship fight more exciting. Kind of tilted it in favor of Oscar Piastri, but at the same time, promoted Isack Hadjar from P4 to P3. The top 5 finish in a midfield car is obviously a great achievement. We have seen it with Oliver Behrman in Mexico. But getting a podium on your debut season, a goal that you have written And after the season has ended, all of the Formula One drivers, they reopen their envelopes in which they have written like what they set out to achieve this year and some season predictions. There, Isack reveals that he has written that he is going to go and get a podium, and he did it. So all of it, you see this mindset play out over and over again, is that when opportunity meets preparation, that sort of thing, and also you got to show up every day. And you have to be pragmatic about it. You have to be real that, you know what, maybe there will not be an opportunity every day for me to get where I want to go. But on the days in which there is a sliver of opportunity, I'm going to go and capitalize on it. And he learned this from Max Verstappen, because later in the pod, he says that if there is a 1 in a million chance that Max Verstappen can win the race, he is going to find that 1 in a million setup, racing style, driving style approach to win the race. And we have seen it time and time again. If there is a tiny fraction of chance that Max Verstappen can win a race or stick it on pole position or get the fastest lap, Grand Chelem, whatever, he goes ahead and does it. And the same thing is true for Isack Hadjar. The way he approached the podium, there was one chance in which he could have actually gotten a podium, and he did actually was competitive on that day. He capitalized that one chance. So one of the key things that we can take away is to show up every day, especially on the days where we don't feel like showing up, because it could be our day. That's all I have to say. There's nothing to talk about in the off season, so I'm talking about the mindset situation. So anyway, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.